is in pretty dire straits right now. So with that being said, why don't we rank all of the Cryos against each other to find out who the best character of the element is? My name is Juice, and let's get into it. So let's get right into the tier list. So for starters, Chongyun. The thing with Chongyun is that, in my opinion, he only really has his reverse melt team. I don't think he really has anything else going for him. Well, what do we think? I don't think he really has anything else going for him. I would say maybe B or C. He's not really anything special. His damage isn't bad. It's just, why would you use him, really? Shenhe died. True. Rio or Ayaka, yeah, pretty much. With Diona, okay, I'm putting her in D for a couple of reasons. Chongyun a C for me. Yeah, you make a point. You make a point. I'm gonna leave him in B for now, and we'll see how the rest of the list pans out. Either way, I'm putting Diona down in D for Diona, for a couple reasons. First of all, her healing ticks are just really slow. There's no fanfare value there. Second of all, okay, she's a shielder. We have Layla, who's just a better shielder, if that's what you want. Otherwise, there are way better healers. We've got Mika as a cryo healer, for instance. So there isn't really any incentive for her. Her C6 does exist, I suppose, but it's probably only got it does only have very niche use cases. So, Diona of Instructor is good. I mean, yes, you can put her on Instructors, but with that being said, it's still a very niche use case. Not really anything special. She shields, heals, and buffs EM, and she does all of that miserably. Absolutely. Is Diona C6 S tier? No. Even at C6, she's just not very good. Because the thing is that C6 was kind of overrated even back in the day, because it's very situational. You're rarely ever using that. So yeah, she's D tier. Now, oh dear. Could you even call Eula a cryo unit? She's more like a physical unit. The thing is, she don't need it for any of the teams she fits in. That's another thing. Yeah, she's so unnecessary. With Eula, in my opinion, this player doesn't have Eula, she still does insane damage. See, I'm inclined to put her in C. It might seem insane to put her below Chongyun, but my justification for that is at least Chongyun's melt teams are pretty decent, whereas I feel like Eula's physical teams are just all round not worth using. C or D. I wouldn't want to put her on Diona's level. Diona's like a whole different, like, beast of bad. Oh my gosh, beast mentioned. Eula F tier because she's a failure. That is so harsh. I want to see Eula plunge. Xianyun Eula plunge is crazy. I mean, maybe, but why? Yeah, there's nothing really overly valuable about her in my opinion. Like, she's expensive to build for starters because she's a hyper carry. You want to put a lot into her. Her teams are expensive. All of her supports are better used. Literally anywhere else. You would rather put Freminet and Raiden somewhere else in their own like double Hydro driver team. Why would you waste those supports on Eula? It's literally a DPS loss. You're using Eula because you like the character. Otherwise, you're just not using Eula, okay? I'm saying this as someone who likes Eula. I wasted wishes on Chronicles for her. I didn't even get her. Chongyun is also more free to play than Eula, I think. Yeah, I agree with you. I actually do agree with you. That's the thing. I wouldn't say Eula has, like, no free-to-play options. Like, she's got Star Silver, she's got Prototype Archaic, but, like, it's just because her damage is so bad, who cares? Eula, the DPS loss, factual. Yeah, it is factual. She's just terrible. Genuinely just a DPS loss in any team. Otherwise, we'll move on to the Beast. Okay, I'm putting him in S in terms of the Cryo list because his best melt team is pretty good. By Cryo standards, it's excellent. By regular meta standards, it's decent. Like, compared to the other Cryo units, he's like a godsend at the minute. I know that he has, like, pretty bad playstyle issues at C0 or 0. He feels a little bit, But with that being said, at least he does competent damage. Good damage, but no team. I mean, he does have a team. Rio, Bennett, Shangling, Farina. It's a pretty good team. Even if C0, like, I've played a C0 recently, a good amount on a friend's account with that team. It feels quite good. Like, I honestly didn't really feel like the team was that bad. Once you get C1, he does feel a lot better to play, in fairness. But the thing is that the bar for Cryo is so low to the point where by the process of elimination, he is the best one. It's just kind of by the process of elimination. Aloy is like immediate D, even worse than Diona. The thing is, she does have like a decent amount of cryo particle generation, but it's so inconsistent. And second of all, who are you using that for? Because Ayaka's kind of fallen off too, you know? Her issue is just no teams, no damage. She's a terrible DPS, such low numbers, no constellations to improve upon said damage. Her signature weapon is console locked, which is its own, like, that's a bit weird. Otherwise, yeah, like, there's no real need for, I would rather use Diona Sacrificial as the battery. I would rather use sacrificial Diona for batterying. To be fair, I don't really like cryo reactions as many ones, but it's been this way since I started playing Qiqi banner. Oh, you're quite an old player. I mean, I like Melt, but they just refuse to do anything with Melt. I love Melt, and they just won't do anything with it. I think it's fair that it didn't get dental reaction. I think what's weird to me is that Geo didn't get any dental reactions. Are you kidding me? You're telling me that soil and grass didn't get a reaction? Oh, whatever. I'm gonna hurt my brain if I think about this too much. Okay, I'm gonna put Rosaria here below Chongyun because I consider her to be good for pretty much the same reasons. She has melt teams which kind of carry her position. Outside of that, she has a C6 which can support Eula, but that's supporting Eula, so who cares? She can hold a Fab Lance. She can be like a decent crowd sub DPS. Her issue is more or less just teams, like where are you using her? Otherwise, her damage is not that bad. I do think Chongyun's nukes are a bit better, but yeah, she's serviceable at best. The crit rate buff is good. Yeah, there's the crit rate buff too. I mean, what do we think? Would we put Chongyun above or below Rosaria? I played Aloy for a video and it's the worst experience of my life. I believe you. I believe you. Is Ganyu better than Rosaria in cryo application? I mean, I suppose it depends. Like, you're never really going to be using Ganyu for cryo application unless it's like Child Freeze. But who plays Child Freeze? That is like a dead team. No one even knows it, I think. Put Chongyun down below Rosaria. Okay, we'll move Rosaria above Chongyun then, because I feel like she has just that bit of edge and utility. And also she's a bit faster playstyle-wise. I don't like Claymores much. But that's not really objective as much as it is subjective. Either way, looks pretty decent to me. Rosaria is better, I think, because it's very close to me, because they're very similar units, in my opinion. The thing is, realistically, you're using them in the same team. Like, the way I see it is like Chongyun, Bennett, Xiangling, Rosaria. That's my opinion on it, at least. Okay, but... Okay, so Ayaka, once again, just by the process of elimination, as Alhaitham would say, she goes into A because she's just, I mean, yeah, no, she goes into A. It's just because she's better than this lot. It really is just a case of she is one of the least bad ones. Ayaka is a burst support. Are you a whale? You've definitely got a C4 Ayaka that you use as a support, bro. You're not, yeah, DPS. You're hating Ayaka's S. I mean, I wouldn't really say she's S, because the thing is, Wriothesly's a lot better in my opinion. That's my opinion, though. Either way, I suppose before there wasn't really an argument to be made. I mean, I suppose before Farina, but the thing is, Wriothesly came out like 3 weeks before Farina, so does that really matter? I have Ayaka C2. The thing with Ayaka, it's like, her damage isn't even that bad. It's just that, yeah, first of all, Freeze just doesn't really work anymore. And then second of all, her damage is not that impressive. We've got Nuvolette, we've got Arlecchon. I don't even have to repeat it. All of you here have watched at least a couple of my videos. You know the couple of characters that I glaze like every time I get the chance. So we get to Kaeya here. Kaeya is in the same position as this lot, where it's like, they literally use like the same teams. I'm kind of inclined to put him down here. Like, the reason why everyone praised this C2, it extends his burst, right? Depending on how many enemies you kill. But if you're not killing them fast enough, do you really get the... Is it consistent? Any C2 Kaeya players here? I don't really think it's a very consistent column. Kaeya is above Chongyun. Do we think he's above Chongyun? Because my issue is that his columns are so inaccessible. But I usually don't consider accessibility when I rank. But in Kaeya's case, it's a bit different. It's a special case. He's a standard character. You're basically never getting this guy's columns. What do we think? We'll put Kaeya above. Do we agree to this arrangement? Are we happy with such a sentiment? Kaeya C. I don't think he's C. Like, I think he's decent enough. Kaeya without cons, or Chongus is better. Kaeya C6 on here. His C2 is not that impactful. Yeah, because that was kind of the main thing. Also, first of all, how are you so lucky? If Wriothesly, if Kaeya, whatever. Okay. Yeah, because that's the thing. People always praised his C2 for being really good. But, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal anymore. I put Kaeya in C personally. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I suppose it's like, I see these three as the Melt trio. These are like the Melt people. But how are you getting C6 Kaeya? I don't have C6 Kaeya. Oh, well, if it's the other person, I don't know. Good question. Good question. Kaeya C2 is only useful for multi-wave content. Yeah, that's the thing. And multi-wave is important. It is important, but I think it's more intended for like small AoE, which makes sense. He came out on like 1.0. He was a starter character. But yeah, I think this is fair. You can easily make an argument for Chongyun being above, though. Okay, Qiqi is... What do we think? I'm inclined to put her above Diona because she has that one Clorant team, but that's like one team. But it is better than anything Diona can do. What do we think? So Kaizal would be really good for high mobility character. Qiqi S tier, bro. Okay. Off topic, how long have you been playing Genshin? Since 2.1, ever since Kokomi came out. Like, literally the moment the Raiden's banner ended, that's when I started the game. It's been great. It's been great fun since then. Kokomi's my first 5-star. Yeah, Farina buffed all healers. True, true, true. Okay. Do I put her above Eula, or is that, like, insane? Do we put her above Eula, or is that insane? I don't know. The community keeps coping with Qiqi anytime something like Clam or Hyper Bloom comes out. It's the thing with the Clorant team is that even if it's a meme team, it's like a shockingly decent meme team. It's better than what you would expect, right? Most meme teams are like garbage. Hers is like okay. Qiqi is also pointless to exist. Do we think she's D tier? Shall I just put her in D? Because I also don't really like shilling that one team because it's kind of more like a meme team more than anything else. Okay, wait, D or C? D or C? C. Good point. D. Okay, we got one D. D. C. Okay. I think... Okay, we're getting a bit of a mix. I think I'll put her in C, below Eula. I think that's a fair placement. Considering Farina, C. Yeah, that's fair. C means that she has a use case. D means literally useless unit. Yeah, that's a pretty good way to evaluate it. Okay. So, Shenhe, right. Alright. What do we think? What do we think of Shenhe? The thing is, for a cryo unit, she's good, but S or A, I'm thinking A tier. Do we agree with A tier? B? It's A or top of B. A or top of B. I'm a little inclined to put her above Ayaka, to be honest, because she can work up Wriothesely. But what do we think? What do we think? Qiqi at least heals. She's enraging to pull. That's a good point. A, she works with Rio, so obviously S or A. Okay, the real question is, are we putting her above Ayaka? Do we think she deserves to go above Ayaka or no? Shenhe, I'll say S because she's niche, but she's so good for her niche, from my experience at least. That's fair. Shenhe's S, but she's what enables Cryo to be somewhat playable. Yeah, okay, that's true. Right. Do we think I'm glazing when I put her in S, or do we agree? Do we think this is an okay placement, or am I glazing? I don't want to be biased, because I quite like Shenhe, but I don't want to be biased. S is crazy. No, I agree with you, glazing. I still say A, S is okay. We'll go top of A, because there's some people that are saying A or like S. I think top of A is a fair placement. Okay, so far so good. Right. What do we think? As a daily Shenhe runner, you're glazing. Okay, I think top of A is fine then. So what do we think of Mika? Because he can heal, right? Because of Farina. So I'm inclined to put him in B because of Farina healing. But it could also just be C because, okay, Farina heals, but that's kind of all he does. Okay, he does attack speed. Wow. Low B is fair. Okay. Well, I suppose low B then. No idea. Don't have MD because physical sucks. He enables Farina and Eula teams and Freminet teams. That's pretty good. Cryo. So Mika is good in teams that he shouldn't go in. Yeah, pretty much. But no, he can enable Farina for Eula, which is a big help. He can enable Farina, so he ain't all that bad. Yeah, Mika should be next to Eula. I was thinking that, but... Okay, do we think bottom of B is fair? I love him with Wanderer. Yeah, forget that they work together. Mika has to be below Charlotte. I think Charlotte's quite good, actually. Charlotte's quite good. Mika has more use cases than Eula. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. That's a big problem for a lot of Cryo characters. It's like, what do you use them for? Okay, right. We'll leave this lad at the bottom of B. Why don't we? He should be top of C. We'll leave him at we'll leave him at the bottom of B for now. Putting him in a B is an offense to the B tier units. Is it really though? Is it really? Layla's honestly a good shielder and cryo applicator. Okay. Maybe this is a bit harsh, but I'm kind of inclined to put her in C because I feel like her use cases aren't really that big of a deal. Like, she can work with Wanderer. Full stop. Like, oh wow, she works with Wanderer. That's great, isn't it? Like, I don't really think there's anything else, anywhere else you're gonna put her. Okay, I get that if you need a shielder, she's a really good shielder, but the problem is that healers are just a lot better. It's crazy how we have yet to talk about a good cat. I mean, Wriothesely's pretty decent in my opinion, but I get what you mean. I'd put Layla in high B because her shield is strong as 100% uptime. She can fit in danger teams since it doesn't ruin reactions and can prevent burning. Well, what if you're playing Kinesia? I'm just kidding. But, I can kind of see your point, but I don't know. Am I underrating her? Shielder is a waste of space. See, that's my thoughts. I don't really think she's that useful. I could be being stupid here, but I just don't think she's that useful. I hope Sitlolly can mix things up with Cryo. I'm hoping so too. I really like Sitlolly, dude. She's really funny. Yeah, healers are better. Okay, I think I would leave her here. Can we agree to that, or do we think I'm being an idiot? I'm biased because I suck and I can't dodge. Oh, mood, honestly. Layla's men, no use cases. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. Okay, agreeable, yeah. I'll leave him, leave her down here. I think this is like a fair enough point of, use for her. Anyways, okay, Charlotte is like really good. Okay, maybe it's glazing, but hear me out. She's a really good Freminet healer. She's a really good Freminet healer. What is this tier list for? I'm ranking the best characters of every element. So first Cryo, then we're gonna move on to the rest. Charlotte A. Yeah, I think high A's makes sense. Just not gonna lie, I think ranking which Cryo character is like ranking which Cheerio cereal is the least bland. Honey Nut Cheerios, obviously. Okay, I'm sorry to betray you, but I really like Cheerios. I think they're fire. I love Cheerios. She's good with Farina, Nouvelette, what do we need? Yeah, see, that's the thing. There's Nouvelette Freeze. She enables that team, which is really good in my opinion. Do I think she deserves S tier status? Because I think she does, but I'm trying to avoid glazing here. Charlotte is better than Ayaka, but worse than Shenhe and IMO because of Farina. You make a point, but I don't know. I feel like she's a bit more useful than Shenhe is a problem. Like, in the modern meta, I feel like you're gonna use Charlotte more. Energy issues, I'm not sure about S tier. I mean, okay, but if you slap enough ER on her, surely she'll be fine. Stop, she is not good. She is good. What are you talking about? She's good with Farina. That's good enough. Good enough. It's quite good, actually. I mean, yeah, sure, she's been power crept by other options in the Nouvelette team, but when you're ranking the best Cryos, like Andrea said, you can't really, you know, there's a certain level of, you gotta be aware, it's kind of the battle of garbage. Kachina and Shilona took down her use cases. Yeah, okay, but this is a Cryo tier list for Cryo characters. So, yeah, okay, she's not as good as those other two, but out of all the Cryos, at least her use case is somewhat competent. The best Cryo character is like the most morally correct serial killer. That's actually a good... Okay, Reese is not a serial killer. He killed 2 people. You only become a serial killer at like 3+, right? Wait, does Diona... don't ask why I know that. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Does Diona burst apply Cryo? I've used it for so long, low-key I've never noticed. I think it does, but it's really, like, not much. Her heal takes are just really slow. Diona's awful, dude. If Charlotte is S, Diona can be better. No, because her healing is really slow, and it's really bad. Like, you're not getting fanfare of Diona, my guy. Okay. What do we think about Freminet? Freminet's just better Eula. He's literally just Eula, but a bit better, so... yeah. Diona's shield is really good in my... it's not a bad shield, but, like... you could just use Layla for a better shield. Low C tier. I'm thinking, above Eula, though. I find that Freminet's a bit better than Eula. What do I think? Freminet has the highest plunge multiplier. Are you playing plunge Freminet? If somebody tier list context the entire game, none of his units would be above B tier. Wriothesely would be, but okay, no, Wriothesly's B tier as well. C is good, yeah. Diona's not doing too much and not doing any of it particularly well. Yeah, jack of all trades, master of none type beat. But yeah, Charlotte is still not good. I mean, I think she's honestly fine compared to a lot of these Cryo units. If you think Charlotte is bad, then what does that make like Chongyun? Like garbage? In my opinion, I'd say she's better than Ayaka right now, because at least she has Burn Melt, and I would say that Burn Melt's a decent enough Cryo team. Just from personal experience, I think that Ganyu's a bit more useful than Ayaka nowadays. Like, maybe a bit harder to operate, sure. I mean, not really. You can just use her for a burst and melt teams nowadays with Burn Melt running around the place. But even so, I feel like Ganyu does get at least buffs a little more regularly. There's Emily now. I think Heat is better in Ganyu Burn Melt personally, but at least you can use Emily if you want to. So, what do we think? Do we think I'm glazing putting Ganyu above Ayaka? What do you think? Ganyu has no value compared to the other DPS. I think she's a bit better than Ayaka, though. If Wriothesly's S, then Ayaka should be... not really. I'd say Wriothesly's a lot better than Ayaka, personally. You're glazing, Ayaka's way better. Is she? Is she though? Because I feel like Ganyu's melt team is better. It's very neck and neck. I feel like there's more use cases for Ganyu's teams compared to Ayaka's teams. At least Ganyu's team will operate when there's a Cryo slime, because you can take Xiangling. Charlotte also has TDDS, so SRA. Yes, true. Ganyu is the only character I own by a figure of. By that logic, she is S. Let's go. But yeah, Ayaka drives me crazy to play. I think Ayaka is like okay to play if you just bring a battery. But yeah, so I think this is my final Cryo character tier list. So maybe there have been some disagreements. I think that you could definitely argue the points for Ganyu and Charlotte, they might be a bit misplaced, but that's just my opinion. I think we're mostly on the same page. I think this is mostly a fine enough tier list. The S tier for this list is a B tier for the average tier list. This element is so cooked. Yep. Yeah, pretty much. This element is fried. It is fried. Hopefully that was a fun video. It's been a while since I did any live streaming. Hopefully the video was still enjoyable despite the slightly different format. I have some more on the way with all the other elements. Hopefully this video was able to tell you who the best Cryo characters are. This has been Juice, signing out, and Wriothesely is the best Cryo character because he's the coolest one. Haha, I'm sorry.